Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. This is Sam from Medical IT Services. So today, welcome to another episode of Computer Basics for Medical Professionals. And today we will be discussing about disk space. So what is disk space? Disk space is actually a computer tool in Microsoft Windows, which we can use to, clean out temporary storage, and it also helps us to boost the performance of the computer. Um, Often people ask me, how often do we need to run disk space on our computer? It's fairly easy. So I would recommend running that process at least once in a month because, it just refreshes the whole storage so that you have and it saves your disk space, especially for computers which have smaller hard drives or computers which already are on the occupancy of 70 to 80% on the disk space. So today, let me just show you how can we run disk space in order to space save the space. So on your computer in Windows 10, if you right click on Start and then go to Disk Management. So basically what you need to do is right click here, let's start, and then go to Disk Management. So once you go to Disk Management, you will see your disk drive. Now, the hard drive which you want to run the disk space on, that's the hard drive you will select and then go to properties. So often people might have different partitions, people might have different drives as well. All of that will be visible in this section. If you have more than one drive, so it will show you disk 1, disk 2, disk 3. So often whichever drive has more basically larger utilization of space would be better to run on that. So let's say in this case we are using a normal C drive. Now hard disk is basically where you store your data. So on your computer, the hard disk is the place where all the data files gets stored, and definitely with the usage of day-to-day usage, the storage keeps getting full, and you download a lot of files, you work on a lot of computer files, so everything gets stored on that hard drive. So it's always a good recommendation to at least keep them um, under the disk utilization space, because in case if it reaches the maximum capacity. So for example, now in this scenario, I'll show you the hard disk space on my C drive. I go to properties, it will show you that my use space, the total hard drive is 126, it is the capacity. So total hard drive is 126. The use space is 105 and the free space is 21.3. So that means I'm nearly 70% closer to my, disk space being full. If it crosses above 80%, sorry, or 90%, that means it will start affecting your computer performance because it won't have enough storage to save your temporary files or the files which you require for the operation of the desktop. So that's why it is always a recommendation to, first thing is when you're buying a computer, always look at what's your normal usage and then at least multiply that by 3 times. That's the storage we always recommend you to buy when you're buying the computer. But let's say even in this scenario, this will actually help you to get rid of few temporary files which gets built up over the time. So if you just do it once in a month would be, sufficient enough for you to keep the storage files clean. So how do we get there is basically, so you go on the C drive and you right click on it and then you go to properties. It opens the same page which I just showed you. Now in that space you can see what's the use space, you can see what's the free space. You can click on the disk cleaner tool, and then once you click on the disk cleaner tool it loads up, calculates the file usage, and then it will just load it on. So now it's just loaded up. Now, once it's loaded up, it will show you your downloaded program files. So at the moment, because it's a new profile, it won't be cleaning up that much space. But you can see it says once we run the disk cleanup, it total amount of disk space you gain will be around 226 MB. People who don't normally run this on a normal occasions, or they don't run it regularly, you would see somewhere around 3 or 4 GB data being space, depending on what kind of files are stored and what kind of usage you have. But at least if you have never run this cleanup before, you're looking at a good amount of storage to be freed up in GB. And on the left, it tells you which files to delete. So you can go through the files which you want to delete. Normally, recycle bin is not part of it, but you can select recycle bin. Recycle bin is actually the files which get stored in your temporary bin in case if you delete them, accidentally delete them, and you want to recover them, or you have deleted and later on just want to recover that file back. So the recycle bin is actually a temporary storage place. So it's always a good idea to clean recycle bin in case if you're not using it to recover files in future. So once you have all the checks clicked up, just click on OK, and then it will tell you, are you sure you want to permanently delete these files? Just click on delete files, and it's going to run this cleanup and finish up cleaning all the files. Now, of course, when you run the disk cleanup, people would be a bit scared. Will it clean our actual files which we work on? No, it's going to only clean up your temporary storage files, which normally get stored, while your computer works. So, and it will also give you an idea of which files. When you click on this cleanup, it will also give you the whole details of which files it will clean up. So that's always a good idea to just go through it. And you can see which temporary files will actually get deleted. So if you have any confusion, or if you believe that any of these temporary files you will require, then just uncheck them and they will not clean it. But normally you don't require them in your that's not part of your data storage. That's just the computer performance files. So I hope you like the video. uh, Please like and share, and if you need any details, please feel free to contact me. Thank you, everyone.